is Good Morning Hawaii.
Good morning, Hawaii. Mee McCormick is back in the kitchen demoing her signature microbiome tomato soup filled with protein and nutrients that support your gut health. Now, studies say that consuming soup is a great way to stay full and hydrated while giving your immune system a bit of a boost. It's also a wonderful antidote in case you're feeling a bit under the weather.
We are making a microbiome. That means a gut healthy comfort food soup. Creamy tomato soup without any guilt, because it's all about supporting our wellness. So we don't have, when we think of creamy canned tomato soup, we think of all the things in it that we don't want, but these are the things we do want in our creamy tomato soup, and it's super easy to do. And so what I've got in my soup is, first of all, I'm really lucky and fortunate. I live on a farm, so I can put up my own tomatoes, and I do. At the end of each summer, I have canned tomatoes. So I'm going to use whole tomatoes. You could use tomato sauce. You could use crushed tomatoes. You can use a tin of tomatoes, whatever you want. You could go tomato crazy. Then I'm going to add my broth. It doesn't take a lot of broth, and I'm going to use a mushroom broth, but you can use any kind of veggie broth, bone broth, chicken broth, beef broth. Whatever broth you've got is the broth that you want. So this is my broth, and mine is basically, I take mushrooms because mushrooms are so great for the body, and I like to create a broth out of them. And that recipe is in my book, and it's super easy, and it really adds a total kind of umami flavor. Like, it gives you all the things. And then I'm going to add a little nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast is great for those people that are avoiding dairy or cheese, but they want that cheesy thing because it also has B vitamins. So if you're vegan, you got to get your B's, boo. And then I'm going to add in nuts. So whatever nut you have in your pantry is going to make this delicious. Right now, I'm using blanched almond slivers, but you can use cashews. You can use Brazilian nuts, which are loaded with selenium. You can use pecans if that's what you have. And you could even use peanuts in here. But the nut's going to add a great fat and a great fiber and tons of protein. And the fiber in the nuts feeds the microbiome. But you can dice up a potato, and you can also use leftover quinoa or rice. I know I'm telling you a lot of stuff, but my point is to show you this is about creating a soup that you have on hand. Onions are antiviral. They are so good for us, and we definitely want them. So I'm going to add a little bit of onion, and if you have picky eaters, they're not going to know what's in there. Now that we've got this soup going, a little sea salt and black pepper, we're going to let it simmer. That's it. You don't have to sweat your onions. You don't have to do any of that stuff. You're just going to cover it and let it simmer for 20 minutes. Once it's cooled, you are going to add it to your high-speed blender. But first, you're going to add your probiotic miso paste. Your probiotic miso paste is a live culture. And this live culture is what feeds the good gut homies. It is a good gut homie. It's a probiotic. And so now you put it into your high-speed blender, you've pureed it, voila, you've got the most amazing creamy tomato soup, and everybody loves it, and everybody feels really good after they eat it. If they want to try this soup and they don't want to make it, all they have to do is go to pinewoodkitchen.com, and guess what? I'm shipping all over the United States of America my already finished product. What?
Perfect.
That's my soup.
Now, the recipe and the link to her book, filled with more gluten-free and gut-healthy recipes, are already on our website, kitv.com. We'll be right back.